Good afternoon. I am Andrea Chisholm with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can watch TVJ Live by downloading our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1 followed by the words Spot and Media. It's been a little over 24 hours since Denham Town has been declared as the second zone of special operations. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the area was chosen due to rampant acts of criminality. Our reporter Anthony Lugg has been monitoring the area and joins us with the latest. Anthony?
Thanks, Andrea. No, I'm standing here along Beeston Street and Regent Street, just outside the zone of special operations in Denham Town, West Kingston. No, things here are similar to what we saw yesterday. We see the security checkpoints, as you can see, located just behind me. The security forces are doing their checks. Vehicles trying to get in and outside the community are being searched. Persons are also being asked to show their identifications, and that's also being recorded. I must point out that things along Spanish Town Road are similar as yesterday as well. Business as usual. Now, we spoke to several persons since we got here, and the feeling and from the persons, they're saying that they welcome the zone of special operations. I spoke to a man earlier. He said in recent times there's been a lot of gunfire, and since the police have been here, he feels a bit safer. I spoke to a lady and her children earlier, and they said they weren't here when the zone was declared, but ever since it's been declared and they went inside, things have been very comfortable. They say they slept in their bed last night and it was very, very, very comfortable. So things here are just as we saw yesterday, and we'll be going into the community because we've just been given the go-ahead for the media to go inside. So we'll be bringing that to you. So until then, it's back to you, Andrea.
Thank you very much, Anthony Lugg, our reporter in Denham Town, West Kingston, where the second zone of special operations has been declared. 2 men were fatally shot on Tower Avenue, Olympic Gardens about 10:40 last night. The deceased have been identified as 45-year-old Higler Glenroy Rowe and 37-year-old Richard Frater. Reports are that the men who sell at a plaza in the community were patrons at a bar when 3 armed men entered with guns. The men opened fire, hitting Mr. Rowe and Mr. Fraser several times. They were pronounced dead at hospital. The Hunts Bay Police are asking anyone with information to contact them at 923-7111, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Charges have been laid against a Westmoreland man who has been in custody for more than 2 weeks after he reportedly bit off a section of the ear of a police officer. Adrian Creed appeared before the Westmoreland Parish Court yesterday to answer to a charge of wounding with intent. Attorney at law Michael Erskine says his client is on a $150,000 bail with 3 sureties. He's, however, concerned about the tardiness of police officers in preparing Creed's file for court.
Suspected that they were hoping for the injuries that the young man sustained to disappear before the matter came before the court. That is my suspicion. Yeah. Not saying that is exactly what happened, but that is my suspicion. Anyway, fortunately, we have managed to have photographs of the injuries that he received. So that is the situation.
Mr. Creed was detained by cops on Saturday, October 7, after he allegedly refused to hand over keys to a motorcycle being queried by the police. He said he had no such keys. During a scuffle, a piece of one of the police officer's ear was bitten off. His family later staged a protest in front of the Negril police station, calling for Mr. Creed to get medical attention due to injuries reportedly received while he was in police custody. The matter returns to court in January. The Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU, which represents thousands of public sector workers, is warning members to brace for tough wage negotiations with the government. The government has offered a 3% increase in year 1 of the 2017-2019 contract period. This has been flatly rejected by groups representing public sector employees. For a second day, residents of Trinityville St. Thomas mounted roadblocks in their community to protest deplorable road conditions. The protest caused students and commuters to be stranded. The residents are calling on their elected representatives to fix the road network as it's costing motorists thousands of dollars on a daily basis. One taxi operator says lives are also being lost.
The other day, I see a woman go to hospital. In the hours of the night, the taxi will bring her 2 times the man punch her. Yeah. Because him after fix him tire, the woman dead on the road. Yeah. A pig bite a little youth up there, so. I down the road, they say him bleed out and dead because the taxi man punch her. No, by the time him dead, they jack up for put on him spear, the youth bleed out and dead. All we need is like a road, be a patrol. The vehicle man, they drive taxi to family. Every week we have for their part shop. More patrol than road family, I swear. Mr. MP, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Councillor, here we voice now. Give a little attention around Panda side there. With their back, we get forgotten now. What?
We don't have no road there. We see man come use jack and dig up the road. And throw some dirty man all night and rain come and wash it out from January. All no, we can't run on this road in peace. None at all. Every time we run on the road there, either wheel pop off, we can't punch her, or something pop off it, we can't go. None at all. You see me? None at all we can't go on this road there. This road there is a disgrace. Disgrace to society.
We need road, especially Cedar Valley Road. Right? We need road. At times, Western St. Thomas people if stop vote for none of the peace them on the wall on the vote until we get road.
Residents say it seems as if the government has forgotten about St. Thomas.
St. Thomas not depend the map. Trinityville not depend nobody GPS. It not depend Google. We need to go back on the map. St. Thomas, Mr. Holiness, we beg you put St. Thomas on the map because this is a road where people have to drive on. When you regard Maran, be tired by your reach. The way people tired, they jerk up. As high as my vehicle is, me hear the bottom man and it a clum. The way they hold them deep. Them come in July, them dig out the hole them deeper, throw them all in it, rainfall, wash out everything. You know, that is somebody need to do something about this, man. We're sick of it, we're tired of it, we want a road.
Right now we know we want a road still. I mean, if you got married, we go start out some grocery for the kids, them, you know, but me have to still wait and protest with this right now because the road really stay bad for true, you know. We want a road for true, man. Enough is enough now, you know. We need road. But if you go to school late, they go to my time late, say we punch everything. We need road for true, man. Enough is enough now.
Meanwhile, residents of Round Hill St. Elizabeth are trying to help themselves, are again appealing to the authorities to fix bad roads in their community. They say overgrown vegetation is not only a threat to their safety, but it also affects their daily commute.
Even the school youth, them, when they come out a man time, they wear one shoes come out, and when they come out, they have to change and put on their school shoes to go at school, walk with rag. Sometimes it's the same shop here, so yesterday I left them something until they come back in the evening time.
I'm 73 years old. I have to walk from down there, one I have, and I can hardly see, and I have some big pothole, they big so.
The road is in a very bad condition, so we decided women see that we could come together, whole community come together and assist to clean it. We cleaning from the Liquor Park main road back to the Round Hill Road back to the Crossroad main road.
They complained that none of the 2 members of parliament and none of the councillors has been providing assistance. One of the councillors explained the challenges in addressing their concerns.
Most of the roads in southwest St. Elizabeth, and particularly Pedro Plains, are bad. They were bad before, and the constant rain has made them worse.
Residents of New River St. Elizabeth are appealing for government assistance after another freak storm damaged properties on Monday. They gave different accounts about the time of the freak storm, but they all agreed on the damage it created. They say heavy winds blew several zinc roofs off houses.
From about 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Whole heap of rain and breeze. Couldn't get for more to deal with certain things. I have to wait till it's done. So a lot of things went up.
The breeze coming from north. And it come right across and lit down the tree them and the wire. And we inside we couldn't come out. And inside of my house we have pure water.
Water come in and flood out the whole of the house. So I try to say I can do a little repairing before the rain come back in the evening again, you know. I look at 2 pieces of zinc whatsoever. I don't know them can do for us still, but it's rough, you know.
A team from the Jamaica Public Service went to the area to restore electricity on Tuesday. Residents say they did what they could to help themselves by clearing trees which blocked some of the roads and cutting others which caused damage or posed further threat. And it's time now for a look at what's coming up in this evening's health report.
In the next edition of the health report, we look at the human papillomavirus, HPV.
The routine methodologies are in practice, for example, screening. So all women are advised to have their pap smears done, because once you do a pap smear, you can identify abnormal tissue and that can be treated. Of course, early diagnosis will definitely lead to possibly even a cure for precancerous lesions.
That's the health report this evening in Primetime News. And now for today's healthy living tip. Be aware of how HPV is transmitted. Understand that you may have only one lifetime sex partner and still have HPV. Know that there is no conventional test to determine if you have HPV, and get vaccinated.
In news overseas, the Defense Department in the United States is conducting an initial review of the mission in Niger and the ambush by 50 ISIS-affiliated fighters that left 4 U.S. soldiers dead and 2 wounded. For the details, we go to the CNN.
Sergeant LaDavid Johnson left behind a widow and 2 young children. A third is on the way. His body was not found for 2 days. Now, 2 weeks later, a U.S. official tells CNN it's still not clear what exactly happened. A team of military experts is now looking at everything about the ISIS attack that killed 4 soldiers and the confusion that shrouds the incident. Starting with how the 12-man Green Beret-led team went into a village in unarmored trucks and no intelligence that they were walking into an ambush by 50 heavily armed ISIS fighters.
The questions about intelligence, were we aware of the capabilities and the intent of the ISIS forces?
Defense Secretary James Mattis says intelligence is often not perfect.
If you want a guarantee in my line of work, go buy a General Electric toaster. We do the best we can with the intel.
The team had been in the area before, helping train local forces. This time, the Americans were attacked with machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades.
This was a hard fight. This was a very tough fight.
Still, no answers why Sergeant Johnson was left behind when the helicopters came in. At first, they thought he might be alive. Navy SEALs scrambled for a rescue mission, but 48 hours later, local Nigerian troops found him dead. No one can yet say if he was alive for a short period of time.
In sports, after making their first ever trip to the second round, Brownstown will be looking to make their presence count when they take on Racines in their second round clash at Jocks Hall today. The St. Anne-based team went to Montego Bay and shocked the 10-time former champions 1-0 in front of a partisan crowd on Saturday. It would be the biggest shocker if Brownstown hold on to knock out Racines out of contention.
I think it was a rough one for us. Tactically, I think that we got it right. We were able to nullify some of their threat areas, and we were able to capitalize on some of the areas that we identified as weaknesses. And I think that's where we were able to take control and to get a positive result.
Meanwhile, St. James High hold a comfortable lead going in their game against Mile Gully. The former champions won the first leg 4-0. Garvey Masaya hold on a 2-1 lead going in their second leg against Seaforth. It's a similar advantage for Central against Petersfield. Spot Valley and Fair Prospect are locked at a 2-all, while it's 1-all between Little London and Alston. And that's the Midday News. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Do remember to join us at 7 for the Primetime News package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.